are we bowing our faces?
I don't know.
Benny's working on a bit, clearly.
And welcome to the weekly pull. Today, in our choir, we are joined by Cardinal Robert,
We listen to classical music, man.
Bishop Sal from Comic Pop, easily tweetable at Sal Says What. We are joined by Priest Joel of Caped Joel, easily tweetable at the location at the DVD Grouch.
We are fancy men from a fancy
And
age.
we are joined by Powder, going by the name Faust.
Powder. Yes.
Nice. I like you ran out of once. I'm like, he's going to run out of once by the time he gets to Faust, isn't he?
An altar boy, Faust.
Altar boy Faust. He'll be joining us today with Cardinal Rob. You can find him at Rhythm Beat Music. That's at Twitter.
There is a joke there somewhere with the gay one being called an altar boy.
Yes, there is.
We just
You have
need
to
to
look
join
for
the
it.
dots.
And I am your host, Benny Joseph Potter. The first time anyone's heard my middle name. And if you say my name 3 times fast while standing in a dark room looking in a mirror, I will show up.
But if you get him
He'll
to say his
stab you
name
with a hook.
backwards,
You send him
goes
back
with
to the
that.
4th dimension.
right.
You know, I gotta admit to it. I've been looking at myself for a second, and I look like awesome in
Do you
this
look
outfit
awesome?
right now. Like
You're looking
the
wrestling
white
jar.
headset and like
Oh,
the green
ew.
shirt and
I'll
like
be
my
right back.
skin
Is that a new
complexion all
headset?
just go together. Good God, Benny. What happened to Benny? Did he just die?
I think he was choking.
Benny's going to die.
He's all right.
Those are truly the Kanyes of headphones
Oh, he's
there,
not.
Rob. I like them.
They're Astros is all they are. Just Astro A40s.
So, Joel, what are we talking about today on the weekly poll?
Well, our first piece of news here, and this was a foregone conclusion, honestly. I mean, tell me if you're not surprised. Hey, remember the Punisher on Daredevil? Wasn't that really fun, everyone? Maybe he's going to be getting a show. You know, if his grades are good enough, maybe he'll get a show.
Oh no, dude, they
Oh, wait,
They
well,
confirmed that
for the
right off
record,
the bat,
guys,
dude.
this is the official start. So, Joel, what's the topics of the day?
Well,
we're running over that right now. But like, no, as soon as like the Punisher was announced to be part of the Daredevil season 2 Netflix show, people were like, "Oh my God, the Punisher!" And Marvel
was
was
a
like, "Well, I guess you
foregone.
guys get your own TV show now." And
it
that
was
was
such
it.
a foregone conclusion. I can't believe they
Yeah.
teased us for as long as they did. Where they're like, I don't know, maybe in the next phase, if people
Yeah,
like
listen.
them enough, who knows?
It's not on the list right now, and you know we only go
It
by
was-
the list.
It was a whole Better Call Saul thing. Like before season 1 even premiered, they piloted season 2 for Better Call Saul. So
Yeah.
like as soon as they were like, "Hey guys, John Bernthal, the guy from The Walking Dead, who was literally probably the best person to play the Punisher, aside from Thomas Jane, because I thought Thomas Jane did a good job, but the best person to play the Punisher, he's gonna get his own show." And it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock, we knew that was coming, Marvel.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
The question is, moving forward into a Punisher show, what are they going to do with it? Are we going to see more follow-up from his time in the war? Are we going to see more follow-up on that micro disc? How is it going to be paced? Because all the Marvel shows have been paced very differently up until this point.
Yes.
There
I'm
was
expecting like a gang
Punisher
warfare.
story.
That's what I'm feeling like.
There was a Punisher story back in the day, and you guys, how you could help me out. It was the one where it went back and revisited his time during Vietnam.
Oh yeah,
that-
Born.
Yes,
Born.
Punisher Born. I want to see Punisher like a cross between Punisher Born and Garth Ennis's Punisher Max. That's what I want to see.
God, like a
would be
two story thing. Like in one
Yes.
half of the show is in Vietnam, the other half is in the present.
Or even if
and
it
his
just
World
flashes,
War.
even if it just like flashes back, like it flashes back using the scenes from Punisher Born. It would be freaking amazing. Like
I mean,
it's
it won't be
almost
in Vietnam. It's Iraq. They could easily.
Oh yeah,
identify.
that's true.
They could
Yeah,
read. They could read.
you can retrofit it. I mean, we do this for every hero. We do it for Iron Man all the time. His war's got to change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know what? And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Even if
Go
they
ahead,
did something, I so missed this. Even if they did something, like they did in the Alias comic, where like you have scenes that are in the past, they're like shot differently, the coloring is different, the palette is
Yeah.
different. Then you have scenes that are in the present. I don't know. I feel like
Let's
that
getting our
could
giveaway
translate
stuff.
really, really well for Punisher live action.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the timing on this one couldn't have been better that they announced this new show this week, just when Becky Cloonan's new Punisher comic book is also coming out. Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Is that this
Is there
week?
also a Charles Soule Punisher Daredevil's comic as well?
It was a digital to tie in with the show. I think it's already done.
Okay, good. Boo. Becky Cloonan doing a Punisher book sounds awesome.
I agree. And
I
Steve
read
Dillon,
the heck out of a Charles Soule Punisher book.
Steve Dillon is back again doing the art. He was the first Punisher artist I ever read. I like him. He does ugliness really well.
He specializes in that.
Yeah, and Punisher is an ugly guy. I've never known anybody to sit down and just be like, man, Punisher, he's just such a handsome guy.
He's not a sex symbol, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's not a sex symbol.
Elektra certainly thought he was hot.
For a little bit.
So yeah,
That's the sex, if you were wondering.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Are you talking about?
Chicken butt.
You talking about Punisher and Electro banging?
Huh?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Now, I wonder, too, as we move forward in this, obviously, if they're doing a Punisher show, are we thinking overarching villain? You think they're going to dust off Jigsaw or Barracuda or any of the, two villains, two Punisher villains who actually live and who people know?
No, actually, I don't want
Bullseye.
to see.
He's got to fight Bullseye.
I don't want to see a Punisher villain. I just want to see him
I
literally
wanna
just
see Bullseye
rampaging throughout
with
and
the-
just killing criminals.
I want to see him with the scar on his forehead. What was it? Colin Farrell did that?
Yes, he did.
Oh my
but only because
God.
Bendis did it in his run. Like,
He sure did.
Bullseye showed up again and wasn't wearing a costume anymore and had something carved into his head.
No, he
That's how
he
you
just
make
had
yourself a
tattoo.
villain.
He just had like a tattoo. Then Daredevil carved it into his head.
Oh, did
Right,
he?
that's
This rings for Elektra and this rings for Karen. And you're like, holy crap, Matt.
that was
Oh,
pretty.
that's right. He
awesome.
did. He killed Karen Page. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's killed
Yeah,
every
but
woman
honestly,
he's ever
who didn't
cared
kill
about.
Karen Page at this point? Oh, stab at Karen Page.
Like drugs.
That's what I did last week.
Nobody cares about. No one's like, oh my God, Karen Page is dead. Like, I don't know if I can handle reading comic books anymore. It's like,
Yeah, no one was upset.
She was just one of many Daredevil love interests, but she still kind of gets the Gwen Stacy status, where if ever he's feeling really bad, man, he's like, oh, I miss Karen this week.
Gwen
Well, she
Gwen
was
Stacy,
the original-
nothing, man.
she's-
Like Frank Miller made her a heroin addict and a porn star.
She was
like,
there
good
from the
God,
beginning,
Frank
though.
Miller.
She was a major character.
I
She
wanna
sure
be a
was.
porn star one day.
She's been around since the beginning of Daredevil. Karen Page is a seminal character. The
Yeah.
fact they tore through the mud seems indicative of the Matt Murdock character, though. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, you know what? You know Matt Murdock. That means that your life sucks.
And now in the comics, now people don't even remember that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. So when Elektra shows up, it's like, I remember all the adventures I had with Daredevil and all the ones I remember with Matt Murdock, but I don't remember you're the same person.
Yeah.
It sucks
That's
being friends
strange.
with Matt Murdock. When you're friends
It
with
really
Matt Murdock,
does.
you die.
Yeah.
Daredevil. So when Elektra
Matt
shows up,
Murdock.
it's like, I remember all the adventures.
But anyway,
what?
so
I was gonna say the
That's
question
the
I
thing.
had about pacing is: do you think every episode is going to be Punisher going after a different bad guy, or do you think we're going to have one overarching bad guy?
there-
Because I'd like to see them Dexter.
Here's what I loved about the Punisher in Netflix and Daredevil is it was a slow build. It was
Yeah.
literally just Matt Murdock trying to figure what was going on. And my favorite scene is when he finds the guy in the meat locker, and the guy's he's like, who did this? How many of
How
them
many
were you?
people
He
did
was
this
like,
to you?
he's like, not they. He was like, one man.
It was just
one man did this. I was like, that's awesome. That's what I want to see. Now it could be different groups each time. The problem with something like that though is that it can grow very old very fast. It's the problem with every Punisher comic ever. Like
It's true.
it gets really boring really really quick.
Well, that's
So
the problem.
probably
That's
would
the
have
problem
to
with a
have-
lot of the most popular superheroes. People like to complain about characters like Hulk. Oh, he's not doing anything interesting because every time he does something interesting, you don't want it. Same thing with the Punisher.
Yeah,
The Punisher
exactly.
had an entire run in which he went against the gangs of LA, and he had to learn what it means to be like working with the police and do. Oh no, we don't want that. We just want Punisher mass murdering everyone.
In,
Like,
in fairness, he went against one gang of LA, then the cartel, and then Secret Wars happened, and pretty much everything they were working on got thrown out the window. That
Yeah.
storyline
But you know
didn't
what?
get to finish.
Totally worth that moment in Secret Wars where he's just like, they say
Oh,
you
hell
can't take it with you, but what am I going to do with all these bullets?
All these bullets. That was amazing.
Such a
That was the
Badass.
best one, by the way. When we reviewed that show at Off the Rack, we reviewed that book at Off the Rack, there was a moment where because Kingpin sends an email to all of his cronies where he's like, one last drink to watch the heroes die, and I'm like, yeah, but did Wilson Fisk send the email, or did Frank hack his email and send everyone there? And they're like, what?
yeah.
Good question.
That
would have
amazing.
been mind blowing if that were true. If it turned out it was him, and what a great way to just kind of leave it open. Like, that's a great speculation.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll throw out
even the plot line just got left open. A lot of good plot lines got left open because Marvel was like, well, they aren't selling, so fuck it. Close this shit.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Start again.
Here was a really cool thing is I actually got to a discussion about with somebody about
Wait,
this.
wait,
We were talking
hold on.
about
I have an idea. Spoilers for the new Punisher. He's gonna kill someone. All right, you can go ahead.
I don't know,
pretty-
man. I
pretty
don't see it
spectacular ways.
happening.
Yeah.
But we were talking about Thor and like the whole Ragnarok thing. And the thing that I really really liked about Loki Last Days was that like Thor never ended Ragnarok. Like
Yeah.
and so like here's a question that I would ask is like does Ragnarok ever actually happen? Is it like the Matrix where it's like, well, there's a Matrix and a Matrix? I don't know, but like,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
yeah, like does Ragnarok never ever? Because we thought that in Thor Ragnarok and Thor Disassembled, he killed the ones who sit above his shadow, whatever, and then Ragnarok, Thor's gone from the landscape, Donald Blake's walking around Earth, and we thought that was like the end of it. Well, Ragnarok happened, that's it, done. Loki's dead, whole 9 yards, and
Yeah.
then like Loki Last Days happened, and it's like, no, we've been here the whole time. Like you didn't stop anything.
I like that.
It was good stuff.
It was
Yeah.
it was pretty solid. I liked it.
I don't even know what the topics are. Did you put them in here?
I do. They're just up higher. I'll start us on the next one. Going from Marvel news to some DC news, the internet was abuzz and social media was all over the place because Seth Graham, the would-be director of the upcoming DC Cinematic Universe Flash movie, exited this week, citing creative differences.
I'm going to kick off this discussion right here. I'm just going to interrupt you because you said enough.
Then he has a good opinion about it.
No, because I mentioned this to Sal earlier because Sal brought it up to me and I was like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Everyone likes
Not
to be
always.
like, the director left you to creative differences. For all you know, that director was like, I want to tell the story of Barry Allen, but I want to tell a story where he lost his speed and became the boy next door trying to get a girl. You don't know what that creative difference was.
It's true.
Everyone's freaking the hell out over creative differences. Now, that's not to say DC might have been like, no, we want a dark and gritty Flash that's going to tear people's arms off. And he's like, no, it's not the Flash. But you don't know. And everyone likes to assume it's in the bad way. That may have been for the best. That may have been like Jeff Johns being like,
No,
this is not Flash.
It's not the creative differences that concerns me. It's the fact that, like, in addition to the director leaving for creative differences, Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder are like fighting
Yes.
over the whole like Justice League thing. Like,
No,
over
and
what
that's
he wants
good
to do
because
and what
no
they
one
want to
wants
do.
Zack Snyder there. We can't get
Yes,
any worse.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, looking over, like, there's trouble in paradise, y'all.
Let the boy speak. Faust is trying to get a word in.
Hi, Faust. I forgot Faust tries to talk. I forgot he never talks on his own.
I mean,
King
there's
Arthur over
also
here.
there's also the whole thing of they've got a happy, upbeat Flash TV show. And
super
there's also the chance that they didn't want the movie to be just a carbon copy of the TV show in tone. I like personally, I would like a even more upbeat Flash movie that's like even more kiddie. But that's just me. No, it's not going to happen in that fucking cinematic universe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know.
To me, it's funny because DC and Warner Brothers came out and said, no, we're going to be the director-focused cinematic universe. You know, that's what we're going to do. We're really going to put stock in our directors. Until they do something we don't want, then they get the hell out.
Then they got to get out of here.
But I mean, it's good that he's leaving now. We're not getting in a situation like the Fantastic Four movie or Fan 4 or whatever the hell it was called, where he had a great idea and they left. Get out now. Whether or not you had the better script or you had the better vision or DC does, get out now before we have half a goddamn movie that's good and the other half's off the wall. And while we're at it, DC, if you're arguing with Zack Snyder, you know what? I'm going to side with you. Even if you make worse movies, I just don't want him around anymore.
Apropos that, you don't want to have the situations going on right now where, just a really quick point about, like you said, like Fan Four Stick, we're having that happen right now. It's not necessarily comics, but like Ghostbusters is supposed to come out in May or June. They're doing reshoots now.
Yeah.
Are they
Well,
really?
they're also reshooting Suicide Squad, which is not a good sign for that one.
They did their reshoots. They did those like months ago. The movie's supposed to come out later. Like the schedule for Suicide Squad's reshoots are reasonable. They're not promising.
Right,
but they're reasonable.
and I will agree with this because their argument for why is because they gave a trailer that misrepresents their movie, so they're trying to go with the trailer. And I get that because you did just misrepresent your movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, who knows what they're going to do? I mean, like, the fact is they do reshoots all the time, like, based on arbitrary or very, very important reasons. So until we see the movie and until we hear more about it, like, the actors will tell us. Like, someone will slip up and tell everybody. So,
I mean, don't forget, reshoots can even come down to something as simple as, hey, there was a signal error in one of the microphones. And
it's true. It could have been, like...
That's movie
Reshoots can even come down to something like Faust's hair.
It keeps changing in between shots.
Changing in between shots.
I'm not gonna lie, I've literally reshot videos this week because my hair wasn't styled properly.
Are you serious? I believe that.
But I
believe
mean,
that 100%.
everyone's freaking the hell out about the director situation, and that's not necessarily a bad thing like everyone's trying to make it out to be. Even if they get rid of Scott Snyder, that might be DC's listening to everyone, and Scott Snyder's like, no, I want my dark and gritty. I'm doing it good like this. The arguments might be DC being like, are you reading what everyone is saying? They don't want what you're doing. And he's like, no, I have a vision, man. We don't know what the arguments are.
It's funny, too, this directorial thing, once this came out, everyone, of course, the conspiracy mill started turning, and a bunch of people were like, oh, well, what does this mean for Justin Lin and Aquaman? Because Seth Graham, he was pretty much an unknown. This was going to be the first big movie he had ever done, so everyone's like, oh, well, too bad for him. But Justin Lin, I know him. And the thing about Lin is he's in really good with Warner Brothers right now because he's going to be delivering them 2 huge profile horror movies later this year. Yeah. So they want to keep him as sweet as they possibly can. And also, too, he's got more clout. So if he said, well, I don't want to have it match Zack Snyder's vision, I want it to be my vision, they'll have to play ball with it. And he didn't really confirm that, yes, I'm staying on the movie, but he took a big picture of himself tweeting in front of a big Aquaman. So he's basically saying, yeah, we're still cool.
Yeah,
I don't understand why like DC and Warner Brothers are like, you're going with our vision because like we're paying you to do this.
Well, I mean, I'll vouch for this. I'll go ahead and state this because now that we've been doing a lot more of these YouTube things, I've met quite a few interesting individuals, not in the YouTube space in general, but a lot of people who do other things. And I know Rob has, and I know Sal has. We've all met them all. And I've met a lot of artists who are so dead set in their vision that they will go tooth and nail to their grave of, this is what I want to do, and this is how it has to be, and if you won't let me, you don't understand what I'm doing.
An artiste is an artiste for a reason.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've met people. I've met people who are willingly like living on ramen noodles 24/7 because they don't want to
preserve their vision.
To preserve the vision. Like, why?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
And before people come into the comment sections, and I'm sure they're already writing away, where it's like, well, you know, Marvel has had trouble too with keeping directors. I'm like, there was 2 high-profile ones when they lost out on the woman who was going to be doing Thor: The Dark World, and then again with Edgar Wright for Ant-Man. So that's like 2.
Edgar Wright for Ant-Man was a huge one too.
Like the interesting thing about this whole situation is people are acting as if DC just have this set tonality for their entire cinematic universe. First off, we've had 2 movies out from the cinematic universe. And as much as, and Marvel does adjust its tonality quite greatly for its cinematic universe. Like, compare the tone of Ant-Man to Thor: The Dark World. It's like, it's just
they
bananas.
Keep a theme, and that's kind of what DC's done so far. Like, the Avengers movies both feel the same. You know, like they feel like they're in the same world. They feel like the same story's going on.
Well, that's the thing. That the Avengers movies all feel like the same thing. Whereas, the Avengers movies to, again, Thor: The Dark World, it's like a different tonality, a different color palette, it's different visually,
Look at
it's
Winter
different
Soldier.
in scripting.
Winter Soldier doesn't match anything.
And especially
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So to say creative differences, maybe he didn't want to do something that's in line with DC's vision. I think it would be really, really silly for DC to have this one set tonality for an entire universe. Because and I really don't think DC are that stupid, or Warner Brothers are that stupid, because I don't know if anyone's noticed, but Warner Brothers have been making movies for a hot minute now.
They have been.
I thought they were the new guys on the block.
No, man, they just started. All those cartoons you remember from those movie serials, those never happened.
It wasn't theirs, no.
But I mean, basically what I'm getting at, though, is everyone likes every time that there's any kind of drama on a set, they always assume it's for the worst.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not, and don't get me wrong, this may be completely for the worst. This might be Warner Brothers literally being like, we're doing this version of Flash, and you're gonna have to fucking deal with it, or get the hell out, and he got the hell out. You don't know. But what I'm getting at is we don't know what's going on. The director left. Cool. The movie didn't even start shooting yet. So whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't even matter because they didn't even start shooting the movie yet. Like, he was attached. He's not there anymore. That happens a lot. It's just that we care because we're comic book people.
Right. No, and we literally got to the point where he looked over the script, said, I want to change this. Warner Brothers said no. And that's probably where it was left. And he said, okay, well, I'm out.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a big deal because it comes so soon after, the turmoil that was Batman versus Superman.
Oh yeah, and one can't help but suspect that they're related only because we know how reactionary Warner's is with their tentpole franchises.
Oh yes.
Like we know that Warner's is like, duh, you didn't like that? Well, then it's all over. Like, I don't care that I spent nearly $350 million on Green Lantern. It's over. It's all over.
I'm so glad you mentioned Green Lantern because that's where I was going with it. Where it's like people didn't like Green Lantern. No more happy sunny moves. That we're restarting the universe from scratch again.
Yeah, not only that, but like we don't put Green Lantern on the Justice League. Like no. Yeah. Like
can you imagine?
I still don't understand the rationality behind that one.
Can you imagine?
Green Lantern did a bad thing, and now he has to wait till 2020 in the doghouse until he can come and play again.
Wait, can you imagine?
That's exactly what it is.
If at the end of Suicide Squad, like if Suicide Squad does badly as well, then at the end of Wonder Woman, we see like all like the logos for the upcoming movies, and they all just like converge into one, and it shows a Crisis on Infinite Earths logo.
Oh my god, I would take a Crisis movie at this point.
You know what irritates me about that Green Lantern situation is why does Sony get to reboot Spider-Man like 4 years after the last one, but DC's like, we need 12 years buffer.
Sony gets to reboot it a year after the last one.
Well, it also did.
There's a lot of talking over each other today. I don't know if we're having a lag issue or what the deal is.
What's happening with Green Lantern right now? The reason why he's not there is because he's Parallax and he's just like going out and he's killing Green Lantern Corps.
Right.
I would pay good money to see that. Like at the end of Justice League, if it's literally just like some post-credit scene and it's just like Green Lantern as Parallax, just like walking through the decimated remains of Oa.
Of Oa.
Like, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool. Like, even though it was horrible, they did bring it back. Like it opens up with like Sinestro the Yellow Lantern. They're like, whatever, you hated it, but whatever. We have Hal Jordan with a ring, and we have Yellow Lantern Sinestro. Let's just move forward.
Yeah.
Can we get Mark Strong back as Sinestro? Because he was one of the few things I genuinely liked about that movie. I'm like, yeah, he is Sinestro. I dig.
He was a great Sinestro. Yeah. Mark Strong is just a good actor. He's just a really solid actor.
It helps. He has that spooky tooth as well.
My favorite thing about the movie was the fact that they went, this whole movie's CGI. Let's just make the costumes out of CGI too. It's cool.
That was such a bad idea.
I'm sure as a cosplayer that hurt you on a personal level because we know for a fact Faust could make a better Green Lantern costume in his sleep if he had to.
Something a lot of people don't know is that like the green screen that they filmed the movie on was CGI. A lot of people don't know that.
They CGI the green screen into it. I can see that.
They literally just filmed it like with all the actors dangling in a dark void, and they got out of the void if they finished the movie.
The catering was actually CGI as well. You didn't know that. Very lifelike, very believable.
Oh yeah. Anyway, what's the next topic?
Somebody says we all need a buzzer when we want to chime in. So from now on, if you want to speak, I want to hear everyone go, man, and I'll call who gets to talk. We're going to try it this way for the next topic, okay? No, we're just going to make this interesting, okay? So you need to say Buzz, and I'll go, Joel, Faust. And Faust, you need to say Buzz. You need to say it even if someone's talking.
Oh well, Buzz.
All right, so Joel, what's the topic then? Because you buzzed in.
Okay, so this was a super light week for news. Obviously,
yes,
Free Comic Book Day coming down the pipeline. Man, this is
I have a question.
Yes, Rob, shoot.
No, just go ahead. I'm messing around.
Like I said, super light week for news. Everyone's getting ready for Free Comic Book Day and everything. I figure after this topic, if no one's digging it, we can talk about that. But yo, guys, did you hear that Justin Lin has been tapped as the director for Space Jam 2? That's gonna happen.
What? All right, buzz in, everyone. This is a hot topic. All right, Sal, you may talk.
Yeah, LeBron James taking over the Michael Jordan role in Space Jam 2. Who's asking for these things?
All right, Faust, you buzzed in second. Faust, go.
Who the fuck is asking for a Space Jam 2? Like, who? And who, like, first off, like, okay, so when I was in college, we had to write a yearly dissertation about a movie because it was a performing arts school. It was all artsy. And I wrote a dissertation about how Space Jam is actually a message about slavery.
Oh.
I haven't been able to watch that movie since. I thought I'd escaped it. I thought I lived in a world where I didn't need to think about that movie on a daily basis.
Rob, actually, hold on. I would like you to explain to Rob how Space Jam is about slavery, because he raised his hand as wanting Space Jam 2.
Tell the tale.
I mean, I've already got comparisons in my head right now, but I'm curious what you say.
It was literally about like how these cartoons are forced every single day to wake up and entertain people. Someone's got their TV on. These cartoons have to be there. They don't have a choice. And like that's what the whole essay was written on. It was like they don't have a choice but to entertain people, and and people think that they want to be there. But do we ever hear them say that yes, we want to entertain these people?
I thought you were going a totally different way.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to talk about
Michael
college
Jordan
basketball.
And the black man struggle.
Well, no, I thought you were going to talk
what I
about
would say.
college
Well, see,
basketball
guys,
as slavery.
Michael Jordan represents West African slaves, and of course his giant the house that he lives in, which we clearly know Michael Jordan would never live in a house that small, is obviously designed to represent West Africa, and these cartoon characters that come along, led by Danny DeVito, is clearly an allegory to Portuguese and Dutch East traders showing up in West Africa and kidnapping Michael Jordan from his home, which technically wasn't done by them. It was done by Daffy Duck. So I guess Daffy Duck is the porch. Oh my God!
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan represented the lack of understanding for the slaves' feelings from the Western world.
Yeah.
And also,
now, having said all of that, the only thing I want to see in this movie is I want to see LeBron James reach really far and then dunk the ball. That's what I want to see.
That. They already did that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys have me looking up images from Space Jam and Michael Jordan's house in it. Did you know that his actual mansion is up for sale for $10 million? He has a putting green over a lake that he's all man-made.
The guy owns Nike. The guy owns the entire Jordan brand of Nike. How's he? I mean, I don't know why.
No way.
Is he buying a bigger house?
It must be a bigger house. I'm bored of this $10 million mansion. Let me get you another $10 million mansion.
I tell you what, chat guys, everyone kick in $10, and then together we can buy the Weekly Pull mansion, and we'll just live in Michael Jordan's old mansion, and that's where we'll run our show from now on.
I would do that. That'd be so beast.
You know what? Everyone put in $1, and we can buy the Weekly Pull Louis Vuitton shoe. Just one. We can't afford both. Just the one.
It'll be like that comic book from Simpsons. We'll have to keep sharing it back and forth.
Yes, yeah. Radioactive.
Dude, I would love to see a Michael Jordan, because somebody was a Michael Jordan cameo. That would draw in sales. I would be like, oh my God, LeBron James and Michael Jordan are meeting because that's never happened before.
It's true. Awesome. As a comic book fan, I like crossovers, and I think that a LeBron James, Michael Jordan, where they bring him out and he has to play against him or something. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: in that terrible Looney Tunes Back in Action movie, Michael Jordan had a cameo in that where he says, "Hey, let's run some drills," because that's what he said in Space Jam.
What in Back in Action?
Yeah, in Looney Tunes Back in Action, which was that other live-action Looney Tunes movie.
I didn't see it.
Wasn't
Did
the one with
Michael
Brendan
Jordan
Fraser?
that one too?
Yes, that was the one with Brendan Fraser. Yeah, Michael Jordan shows up in
career because he looks really messed up now.
Was the worst. Was the last.
Dude, that movie made him unmarketable. Hollywood literally will not cast him in anything else because his movies have just done bad all the time.
Hey man, Dudley Do-Right is a Canadian hero. I'm pretty sure there's statues of him built in my town somewhere. He's the truest Canadian hero, Dudley Do-Right.
That just shows you the quality of Canadian superhero.
He did a movie about animals that could talk.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The Zookeeper, but with Brendan Fraser instead.
It was Furry Fury or something like that. A bunch of animals were trying to ruin him.
So the main thing that I'm getting
next up.
Well, I don't think we have another. I was about to say. So we just ran through all the topics in 20 minutes.
I was going to say we could talk about some Power Rangers news, but I get the feeling I'm the only one who gives a shit about that.
Why would we talk about that? Civil War comes out in 2 days, guys.
What are we going to talk about it?
2 days.
Can I just say it's one already been out in England for a week.
Yeah,
whatever.
Well, did you see?
And two, I saw the UK premiere.
Is it okay? Without spoiling anything, worth going to or not?
I
know everyone has already said yes. I just want Faust's opinion. This is Faust who hates every movie.
Yeah.
I don't hate every movie. I like 2.
Pink Flamingos.
Is 3 of them?
No, I really, 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 really liked it. I won't give spoilers, but I have to say, because in Age of Ultron, I was a bit like, oh, Scarlet Witch is Jean Grey. She's Scarlet Witch again now. They shifted her back.
Good.
To Scarlet Witch.
Well, they did that in the comic too. They showed her powers better in that prequel comic that I'm putting out on Thursday. To beat
her powers are displayed a lot better, and I don't want to spoil anything, but like,
Don't
spoil anything, no, because all of us are gonna see
Let's ask a very Faust question then. How are the costumes? Tell us about them.
Yeah.
oh my god, Scarlet Witch's costume, the way they've interpreted her costume from the comics, but like added a fashion twist, is like so good. It's so good.
Wow.
It's like, it's everything. She's got like a corset on. It's making her hair look good. The color goes with her skin tone. It's everything. That stylist deserves like 3 Oscars just to beat children with. Like, it's that good.
Nice.
Wow.
Got to beat the children with them Oscars.
Okay, I want to tell this story because this is gonna be funny, and they'll get a kick out of this in the chat. This is totally bashing on Joel, but not not from us. Anyway, someone's asking if I remembered my 107 facts video. I just want everyone to know that video is funny because that channel is owned by an entire YouTube network. They have one comic guy in their thing, as far as we can tell, and it's Joel. And they came to me instead.
Yep.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Hey, I only have a year contract with them, and I'll be sure to remember this.
For the record, I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to now. Look forward to my 107 facts of the Flash TV show coming out next week.
No, really?
Yeah,
You know, it's not like I review the Flash TV show on my own channel or anything.
Why do you think I didn't tell you offline? I wanted to get your reaction on camera.
Legitimately, you should call your people and raise a barn.
Well, yeah, it's like here's the thing: the guys I'm with, they're good guys, but they have all their big meetings and everything on Wednesday, and I can't make anything on Wednesday because that's New Comic Book Day when I do the bulk of my work. So you can understand why we're just not connecting on this. You can see the breakdown in communication here.
But Joel,
there's no spoilers
Well, you gotta
in the
make
movie
room,
in that.
man.
Joe Joester saying that there's a lot of spoilers in the 107 Facts video. That 107 Facts video is about not that movie. What movie is that even about? I don't even know. Just read the script.
Well, I mean, there are 107 facts. There's bound to be spoilers in there somewhere.
Yeah,
True.
it's
Like-
107. They're not gonna be non-spoilers, or they'll be totally lame.
If you need to know
No,
that
what I'm
if you
saying
need to be
is,
told that a video about a movie with 107 facts has spoilers, then you have bigger problems.
no, but I
going
think,
on.
I think it was the.
Since its debut on HBO in 2000.
Yeah, it was Winter Soldier. It wasn't this one.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I could have
all right,
sworn
all right.
it was
Back
either
for
the
you.
first Avenger or Winter Soldier that we did.
So fun fact: when my
Oh,
when
I
my
know. Real
contract
quick, because hold that thought, because I'm not done talking about this though. So the funny thing about the Flash thing.
oh my God, are you serious?
No,
man?
no, because you're gonna get a kick out of this. All of you will. So they must write those scripts forever and a day ago. Because I had to make corrections in it. Because like in there, they're like, Caitlin Snow may possibly be the Killer Frost in season 2. Will we see her? And I'm like, have you any of you watched the show in the last 3 months?
Oh, so you didn't even write that? Okay.
no,
see, I
no,
didn't
they
know
just
that
send
was...
the stuff over to me.
That sucks.
Oh. Okay, see, I assume when I signed, I assumed the deal was that you had to write it and edit it yourself and send it off, and they do the thing. Okay,
No, they
I didn't
sent me
know
the
that
script,
at
and
all.
they said read it all, send it back to us. I'm like, all right.
Wow. Okay.
And for the record, I'm not bashing them. I'm not bashing them. They are really friendly people. I just
No, they've been good by
it's
me.
more that the situation is funny. That's what
Oh,
it
the
is.
situation is friggin' hilarious. I'm
That's
sure
what
they
I
would
mean,
enjoy the situation too.
Oh, no doubt. I'm sure they'll think it's hilarious.
I'm sure they're laughing and pointing and laughing.
Yeah, no, they're super friendly people, but I just find it funny
They
that
are.
they just don't seem to care. So
No.
next, Benny will be crouching on like my area and going on Did You Know Anime before me.
Oh, I'm gonna send them an email. Can I voice over something? Hold on.
I'm a big fan
I'm
of
doing
those.
it first. I'm doing it first.
do
I've
it
got
right
them
now.
open in a tab.
Next thing, Benny's going to be
anyway.
guesting on a Two Best Friends Let's
Rob,
Play, and I'm
Rob,
just going to be like,
Rob, yeah, I know. Rob,
So
tell
I
your
had,
story while Faust and I race to this.
So I had Benny sent me a video. Like when my contract was about to be expired with TGN, Benny sent me a video, and he was like, "Dude, I don't even know if I don't think your network even knows you exist." And like seriously. So I looked at the video, and it was them doing comics. Now that didn't necessarily bother me. What bothered me was I had jumped on Periscope a few days before and was talking about, I'm leaving TGN, I'm going to Maker, that kind of thing. And somebody had commented, they were like, "Isn't Comics Explained part of TGN?" And like they replied, they were like, "As far as we know, we don't have any comic book YouTubers on our network." And I was like,
holy.
I was like, really? Because I'm pretty sure I've been here for 2 years, but
Oh,
whatever. Peace,
wow.
bitches.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my
You're like-
god, I didn't even know about that.
Wow. Yeah.
Rob's like, that's strike 1, 2, and 3 for
And
you
three,
all.
yeah.
Now it's
So, real quick, I do got
got
to
it.
do something we haven't done yet since we started this whole podcast. For the record, it looks like we're out of topic, so we're probably going to ramble for the next 30 minutes, and then Rob and I are
That's
going to play Overwatch. But for those of you guys who are wondering, this is a podcast that we perform. If you found this through the Gaming Talk Shows side, We perform on this podcast every Tuesday, and we talk more directly about comic books themselves on every Thursday. On every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, we also play video games, and we play them around the podcast on this channel. So if you want to give us your support, please give us a follow. It really helps us. And if you really want to give us your support, we appreciate everyone who subscribes. If you subscribe, you get access to our emoticons, and you get access to subscriber-only giveaways. We do giveaways on this channel for everyone, and then we do subscriber-only ones. Speaking of that, today's everyone will be a copy of Bloodshot Reborn, which is a great new book brought to you by Valiant. And our subscriber...
It's a really good place to start, too, with Bloodshot.
Oh, a really good place. And our subscriber one is out of my personal collection, Planet Hulk. Because that makes no sense. I don't know why. I don't know. I was like, why do I have it? I don't have World War. We'll be doing both of those in a little bit, but if, like I said, anybody who wants to, if you feel you love this podcast, and don't forget, you can also find us on Comic Pop immediately after the podcast airs. You can also find us over on Comic TV a week later with archives and the poll, and you can also find us on SoundCloud, and we are legitimately fixing iTunes. The problem is, they have banned Rob from doing anything because we've tried to fix it so many times.
We are working on it though.
So we have to basically have someone brand new submit us all over again and start from scratch.
Yep.
But we are making movement on that. The wheels are in motion, man. Yes. The wheels are turning.
But that's all. I needed to do our little plug for the show. I always forget to do it, but we are a weekly podcast. We try to do it. For those of you guys wondering, we will not be here Thursday. I was supposed to talk to Joel about this beforehand, but if Joel disagrees, we can figure something else out. But me and Sal won't be here, Joel. So if you don't want
it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know why you guys are missing. I've never missed one of the Thursdays podcasts. I'm always there.
Well, actually, I guess because we're here too, I can talk about it for everyone to hear. Obviously, I've been talking about forever about trying to get Steve from Machinima. Steve here
none of
from
us
the
believe
Stephen
you
Larson
your
show.
supposed contacts, but okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, here's the thing. He brought me back. His Thursday is open. He's gonna hit me up with some details in the future. So there you go. So look out for that, everyone, once we work that out.
Oh, and for everyone who's confused why the names are mixed up, I was having fun at everyone's expense except Sal's.
We
Sal,
all
you're
know
the only
where
one that
Denny's
got the right
loyalties
spot.
lie.
That's right. I just noticed that. That's funny.
But
Can you tell who I like?
You're the favorite.
So anyway, let's ramble, I guess. We'll try and plan it right now. But if you guys are game, we could do a spoiler cast for Civil War on Sunday.
I think we should.
We should.
We can do it. We can either do it Sunday or we double up podcast on Tuesday again. What do you think will work better?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to work. I'm going to be in Los Angeles this weekend.
Looks like Tuesday then. We're going to be doubling up.
So yeah, we'll do Tuesday.
I'm going to be sewing.
I'm messing around, guys. Yeah, I'm done.
I was going to say
you can sew.
No, because what I was going to say is, Rob, I don't know what you're going to LA for. I'm coming back on Saturday. So if you're going there for the weekend, no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I was hoping you would be like, I thought you were going to go to LA, Rob. Like, why are you going to LA now?
No, I'm actually not going to see the movie down there. We were going to see it. Now I got to wait till Saturday afternoon to see it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a great idea Sal had. Pimp out where we're all going to be going for Free Comic Book Day and talk about what books we're going to be excited about for Free Comic Book Day.
I don't even know
what books are given away.
I'm probably not even going to go anywhere, but if you do live in the Colorado area, the store closest to me is Grand Slam in Loveland. I'll probably pop over there at some point. No idea when, though. I don't even get back into town until 11 a.m., so.
If you live in the greater Toronto area, I will be at Worlds Collide Comics and Games in Oshawa, Ontario. So come check me out there. I'm going to be filming. I'm going to be doing all sorts of stuff. They have a Five Guys in Oshawa. I'm going to go there. I've never been before.
Oh, dude, you've never been to a Five Guys?
Never been to a Five Guys.
You're missing out, man. You better be ready. When you go there and order French fries, just order like a medium or a small.
Yeah.
Because they'll give you twice as many fries as you need.
So where are you going to be, Sal?
If you'll be in the New Jersey area, we're going to stop by Dewey's Comic City on Free Comic Book Day. But we made a special Free Comic Book Day video, so Diamond sent us all of them, so I have no reason to go. But I'm still going to go because they do a huge blowout. They got tents, they got artists doing sketches, they have sales. It's going to be really fun. It's in Madison, New Jersey. If you want to stop by, we'll probably run into you. Yeah, I'll Periscope it a little bit.
Faust, do you go anywhere? Because you guys don't even do it over there, do you?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Free Comic Book Days worldwide.
Yes.
I'm going to be in the Grinning Demon in Maidstone, friendly comic shop. I know
that's the name of the place, the Grinning Demon. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that great name for a store.
That's a metal store name. I want to go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will be there. Just like I'm there every Wednesday. Usually.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just going to go to my local store when I get back in town, probably to grab what I can. Where are you going to be, Rob?
I don't even, what are they even giving away for free comic book
I'm going
day
to go
this
over
year?
that in a minute. And for those of you guys who are
Civil
I
wondering
know, I
what
know they're
is
doing
free...
Civil War 2.
Captain
I know they're
America.
doing.
Well, hold on, because I got the whole list pulled up so we can go through everything.
If you guys are in Lexington, I'll probably be at like Heroes Realm, which yeah, if you guys know where that is in Lexington, I'll probably be there.
Right, okay, and I'll be, like I said, at Sports Cards and Comics in Loveland, Colorado. For those guys who are wondering what Free Comic Book Day is, every year on the first Saturday of May, all the big comic book publishers give away free comic books. Now, it's not everyone, because a lot of people get that confused. They're like, oh, I can just get whatever I want. There are select comics they give you away for free, and normally what they are is their looks into current runs, so you can be excited about something, or they're hype
Zero issues for big events.
There are zero issues for big events. So this year, you can get the Archie #1 Free Comic Book Day edition, the new one. Bob's Burgers. I don't think anyone cares about that. Bongo Comics.
Dude, I love Bob's Burgers.
I love
That's
the show.
awesome.
I really do, but I haven't read the comic. Have you?
Neither have I.
Oh.
But I want to check out the comic. Assassin's Creed, I think, is one they're giving away.
There is, yes. There's an Assassin's Creed special.
But yeah, dude, that Assassin's Creed comic is amazing.
Dude, the cover looks fucking gorgeous, man.
I was gonna say,
it looks incredible.
Is the comic as buggy and unfinished as the last couple games have been? I know.
All right, so anyway, back at the top of the list,
list.
there's going to be a Bongo Comics like free for all. They're going to have a bunch of stuff that's Simpsons and stuff like that. Boom is doing a bunch of segments of their stuff. That's Lumberjacks and things like that. There's a book called
Lumberjanes?
Lumberjanes, that's it, yeah.
No Rebirth.
We do have Camp Midnight. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if anyone does. Civil War 2 is the Free Comic Book Day edition.
#0 is coming out.
That'll probably be, hopefully, it's not as important as the Secret War Zero issue, which explained where the raft came from.
Yeah,
It is incredibly important because the inciting incident for the Civil War takes place.
Is there?
Why do
really?
they do
Issue
that? They
#0.
put it in an issue that you can't find a week later.
No, see, all right. See, I'm actually happy about that because the problem that I have with free comic, like historically that I've had with free comic day comics, is it's like, yes, like this comic is a comic designed to tell you that there is an event coming later,
Yeah.
and so just buy the comics then. Like, I'm actually glad there's something going to happen in
Because
this
they
comic.
want you to get out and support your local brick and mortar. That's why.
Well,
My
no, but
favorite
like DC's Divergence was like the most pointless free comic book day thing ever. The only
That was
the
a
only cool thing-
sampler.
Yeah, the only cool thing to come out of DC's Free Comic Book Day was like the prelude to Superman losing his powers. When he went to the Fortress of Solitude and kicked him out, it was like, I don't know who you are, but you ain't Kryptonian, so get out of here. Like that was like the only thing that really mattered from free.
All
comic
those
book.
stories
Well,
that were gone within a year with DCU, just like chucking that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my favorite Free Comic Book Day comic of all time is in 2008. Just before Pixie fell into sort of the Kitty Pryde role in the X-Men, they did a Free Comic Book Day comic that was just Pixie going back to her hometown in Wales and sort of she kind of explained where she came from a little bit. And it made sense to do that because it was kind of, if you didn't read that, it was kind of like random that this background character was suddenly a forefront character.
No, you know what I'm going to say is the greatest Free Comic Book Day comic? I'll go back to this list in a minute. And for the record, those of you guys saying Lumberjanes, I actually read that. I actually really like it. I just forgot the name. The best one ever, I think, was last year, actually, for me. Attack on Avengers, where they had this crossover of Attack on Titan in New York City, and they fought. And the only problem I have with that is they never did anything with it. So I think I daily get a request to do Attack on Avengers, and I'm like, it's an 8-page spread. It's like, it doesn't matter.
And that's all it needed to be, because if it was more than that, it would have, like, because literally when I read it, I wasn't a fan of it. The whole play, I was just literally like,
Yeah.
Also, for those of you guys who are asking, DC Rebirth #0 will not be Free Comic Book Day. That's actually going to be this massive 80-page. It's like 80 pages, isn't it?
It's 80 pages, and it's only $2.99.
For $2.99, yeah.
You gotta fork over some dollars
DC
for
Free
it.
Comic Book Day then.
But I will pay to. I mean, $2.99 for an 80-page story that's going to give you the basis behind DC Rebirth. That's a steal.
Oh, okay.
I
Hold
really
on. Let's go back to the list here then, real quick. There's going to be a Suicide Squad Free Comic Book Day issue 1. Oddly enough, it looks like it's the #1 issue from the beginning of the New 52, which is really old.
That is weird. That's old and also weird because the Harley Quinn April Fool's Day special, that was the 0 issue for the DC Rebirth Jim Lee, James Robinson thing. So you got to go read that actually because that's the 0 issue we found out. That was the joke.
I'd be really disappointed if they just like re-released issue #1 from the New 52 on Free Comic Book Day.
That's what it looks like they're doing.
Like,
but anyway,
that's what they're doing.
The Doctor Who
They did
4
the same
Doctor
thing.
special is Free Comic Book Day. I don't know how long that is, but it's Free Comic Book Day now.
You know what
Yeah.
the worst thing that DC did was, it was about 2 or 3 years ago, they released, when the New 52 was launched, they released a Superman special for Free Comic Book Day with the Jim Lee New 52 Superman costume. And it was the first issue of Superman Last Son with Christopher Kent from like 2005.
What?
It was just like, oh, like it was Superman and Lois Lane, they were married, and like Zod's kid showed up, and it was like, oh, this is a really interesting status quo for Superman. I'm like, yeah, it's also like 5 or 6 years old and has nothing to do with this new 52 Superman. Nice job, but they did bamboozle you by putting the Jim Lee cover on it. Like, I think they learned their lesson from that, but it was still kind of like, wow.
Well, at least they're putting up the reason I know is the New 52 start because that's the cover. That's literally the cover.
That's the cover of Kid.
Here, let me give you guys a link so you can see what I'm looking at. Anyway, we also have Rom. Somebody freaked out in there. I don't know what Rom is, but you're gonna get
Rom
Rom.
the Space
was
Rom the
Space
Space
Knight,
Knight.
now he's not.
Now Venom's
is that the Nerdist article that you're looking at?
No, I'm looking at the freecomicbookday.com.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean the Nerdist
Going
had
to
the same
source.
Valiant's doing their 4001 AD. That's their big event for this year, in which they're going to introduce the second brand new character in the Valiant universe.
I'm really excited to see what that's going to turn out to be too.
And we're supposed to be promoting this also, but myself, Sal, and Rob will be down in New York in like 2 weeks doing the Valiant
17th.
Summit. We'll be there not promoting, but we'll be finding out about all the new Valiant stuff. So
Yeah.
if you're in New York in a couple weeks, we'll say hi.
Yeah.
Pokemon's got Pocket Comics coming out. There's a 2001 AD special. That looks like
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, yeah.
It's a Dread book.
We have. Oh, I got it.
Huge.
I love how they have them tiered. So the gold books are the Archie, Bob's Burgers, Bongo Special, Boom Studio Special, Camp Midnight. I wonder how much they paid to become a gold because I've never heard of them.
I think it means like that their availability, like how more, like it gets less. They're more rare as they go down.
Oh, okay, I see how it is. Okay, well the silver books are the Assassin's Creed, the Attack on Titan anthology, Awake Zero. I don't know who that is. Bruce Lee, The Dragon Rises. These guys contacted me. They actually did a couple
Bruce
things.
Lee, The Dragon Rises?
Apparently, it's really good. It's actually written by Darby Pop. I've done a few of their books already. Cool. They do really good stuff. The art's a little lackluster at times, but this one looks really good.
Is it a story about Bruce Lee, or is it like an
it's
autobiography?
Bruce Lee, and it's 100% authorized by the family.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, dude, I am getting that. Dude, I will make a series on that.
Bruce
Hell yeah.
Lee was an awesome dude, man.
Dude,
Captain
Bruce Lee
America
was
number one is
amazing.
coming out. I don't know what he's going to do in that one, but it's probably Steve.
Which one?
It's Steve Rogers number one.
Now,
It's the new Steve Rogers
See,
Captain America.
I was looking at the cover, and the text looked like Falcon's Captain America text.
It is.
So
It's
I'm not sure.
literally the exact same thing, and the way they're differentiating them is it going Steve Rogers or Sam Wilson above it.
Yep.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Which is
for the
kinda
record,
cool,
for the record, why can't we have Peter Parker and Miles Morales above their names? But hey, whatever.
Nope.
Maybe
I
we
have no
will
idea.
down the line.
Benny, I'll
The
tell you
one's
why that
amazing.
is. The reason that is because just don't think about it.
Yeah.
As always, just don't think about it.
All right. So anyway, go check out the new Captain America coming out number one on the Free Comic Book Day. Then there's Help Defend Comics. No idea what that is. Z2 Labs.
It's from the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund.
Oh, okay. Conman Spectrum, the Dark Horse All Ages sampler, which apparently features Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra. Yeah.
Ooh, I totally want to read that. Actually, a lot of my fans were saying like, Joel, will you review that?
Yeah.
I love
Dark
the
Horse,
story.
the Serenity, Hellboy. Is that Serenity based off the show?
Yeah.
It's Firefly / Serenity. It's a 3-pack. It's got a Hellboy story, a Serenity story, and a Alien story.
Oh, see, I thought they were offering 3 different comics for Free Comic Book. I was like, well, that's
No, it's
unusual.
just 3 stories in one binding.
Oh, okay.
They're saying
cool,
something
though.
on my mic. Is my mic doing something weird?
No, it sounds fine to
I
me.
don't hear anything different.
Sounds fine.
The audio bounces up, but it's happened like twice. So far.
Well, because what that is like if I lean back here and then I lean back up, it's picking me up as I'm talking and it's trying to get more.
Yeah.
I know why that is.
Oh.
But
That's not a
it's
big
all
deal.
about my lean back because you gotta lean back.
Lean back.
Good job, Fat Joe. Nice reference that all the fans will get.
Okay, so Space Goat presents Dark Lily and Friends. No idea what that is, but I kind of want to read it. DC Superhero Girls #1. For the record, this is a kids thing, guys, and it's entirely aimed at like I think 8 to 13-year-old girls. It's not a bad idea. I'm actually on board with what DC's doing with this. I am never going to read it. Yeah, I'm never going to read it, but I
No,
get what they're
can
doing.
I just say, so there was a publicity company for DC Superhero Girls that contacted me, wanted me to talk about it because they thought that I would be the best one to talk about it. Then I found out that no other comic book YouTuber was asked, and I was like, thanks. Thanks for that.
I mean, I like the idea, and I like the
about this story.
Well, I like the idea of aiming for a younger crowd and making it work, and not just being like, oh, now we're just gonna make Batgirl for all ages and super young.
Well, but see, that's been the struggle of DC and Marvel forever, man. Is tapping like that. I don't know, that 10 to 16-year-old female demographic. It's like the most elusive thing
For the
ever.
record, Rob, can you please rephrase that and not word it in the manner of tap into the 10 through 16-year-old female demographic?
It's only messed up if you make it messed up.
You're making it sound like Dan DiDio's up there in his office. How do we tap into these kids?
I like the concepts behind DC superhero girls, but I feel like it should have been the cartoon first, then the comic, then the toys. But it's like all three at once, and because all three were launched at once, people only care about the cartoon.
You know what gets me about that team? It's a fine lineup for a team. It's all the DC women I would want. But also Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are on that. I'm like, aren't they technically villains? Yep. But yeah, okay, you've made
that's
them
like the Teen Titans Go cast. Like half the Teen Titans Go cast is villains who are like here to have fun. Like I remember an episode when Rose, Deathstroke's daughter, was in jail, and jail was Raven's bedroom.
Because it's like, look, you know, I like Harley Quinn, but if I had a daughter, I wouldn't maybe want her looking up to Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy. I mean, who am I to say what's empowering for young women, but at the same time, they do horrible things.
I know, I do agree on that manner, because as they, I mean, I assume the goal of this is that as they get older, they'll mature with the characters and get the higher age books. I don't know if you want to be doing that with some of the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy stuff, but...
Harley Quinn literally represents toxic relationships. Yeah. That's her thing.
It's safe for these two incarnations of them because they're wearing leggings.
Oh,
okay, that makes sense.
I get it now.
All right, so anyway, moving on, we have what appears to be a manga, Love and Rockets. I don't know, it might not be, but I don't know what it is.
No, it's not, but it's great.
Okay. Grant Morrison's Avatar X, so that's something that Faust will read and everyone else in the world will be... No, you know what? Let me rephrase that. That's something that Grant Morrison superfans will read, and the rest of the world will be like, what the fuck happened?
And I'll be like, why don't you guys get this? This is genius.
and I'll be like, is it a Batman story? Well,
no, it's some solo thing, yeah.
God, man, those Grant Morrison hipsters, like, well, you don't understand it? Well, no, I mean, it's... Well, then that's just because you're dumb.
I got it. I just didn't like it.
That's why you did.
I love that. No, not you. I've actually gotten in that argument with people in the comments who were like, "Why don't you do Multiversity?" And I respond with, "Well, I didn't enjoy it." And they go, "Well, you just don't get it." I'm like, "No, I fully read it and understand entirely what happened. Yes, it is a confusing mess, but I understand what happened. That doesn't make it so that I like it. I do."
No,
who was it that I was talking to? Like,
if you got it, you would like it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was Sal it was somebody that I was talking to, and they were like, "Well," he's like, "the problem with people like that is they'll be like, well, you don't like. Let me explain it to you, because if I tell you what happened, then you'll like it." You know, it's like, no, I understood what happened. Like, I grasped the concept. I just don't like it.
Like, I'm not
closed hand, man.
Grant Morrison comics strike me as those independent artsy movies where some people will go to it and think it's the greatest thing ever and it spoke to them, and some people will go to it and be like, why did I just watch a girl churn butter for an hour? Like, I don't get the message of this.
His work either speaks to you or it doesn't.
It doesn't, and I get that because I've liked some of Grant Morrison stuff in the past. I just more often than not, I just find it like way too hipstery for me.
I'm always into his superhero work. You know, your All-Star Supermans, your Batman runs. I rarely ever go outside his realm.
I always say to people, if you find Grant Morrison's independent stuff like Multiversity, or like that's kind of independent because DC didn't get to edit it at all.
And when it's not even about DC superheroes for the most part.
Yeah, but I always say, like, if you really want Grant Morrison at his prime, read his run on Doom Patrol. It really
Doom
gives
Patrol
you
from like 30 years ago. Like Doom Patrol from 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was late 80s into early 90s.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. So, because there's quite a few here. We still have a book called Dream Jumper, Book 1, Nightmare Escape. Sal, since you've got it, is that like a full book? Because they don't normally say book 1.
I actually have not looked at that one specifically,
okay.
But
if it's book 1, it sounds like a trade.
They're all around the same length. They're all around like, I don't know, 10 or 15 pages. So it's not substantial.
Grumpy Cat.
Why are you posting links in the comment section, man? Why are you posting links in the chat, Benny?
Go away.
It's to the books.
There's the Grumpy Cat. There's Hilda and the Stone Forest. There's Junior Brave's Apocalypse.
Rewind. You can't just go past that. Why does an internet meme have a comic?
I literally
Grumpy Cat is getting a CG movie.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'm gonna cover the Grumpy Cat comic.
I mean, I went over it because I didn't want to do this, but okay, yeah. No, Grumpy Cat's got a comic.
Look, here's the thing.
Okay.
If I read the Grumpy Cat comic, will Aubrey Plaza talk to me? Because if that's the case, then I will.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've had it in for Grumpy Cat since he had his own meetup in New York City, and 1,000 people turned up.
He did too.
I think he was at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, he was. He was there. He's been at quite a few Comic Cons I've gone to.
Are you bored this Sunday? Go to a fucking Cats meetup.
So here's the kicker, and this is what I need to let you know. Not only does Grumpy Cat have a free Comic Book Day comic coming out, he's had an ongoing comic for quite a while now.
I'm looking at it right now.
There's two series. It's the Misadventures of Grumpy Cat and Pokey, and then there's Grumpy Cat and Pokey.
I'm
Wow.
done.
Also coming later this summer.
And to kick it off, the artwork's actually really good.
You guys heard it here. Grumpy Cat explained.
Yep.
Yes. Folks,
You joke,
it's
but that would
happening.
probably make a lot of money.
It's happening. Grumpy Cat explained.
Yeah, you'll probably
And then
get a
meme-based
better
people.
reaction to Grumpy Cat Explained than you will to than you did to My Little Pony. Anyway,
Yeah,
Little
probably.
Pony, yeah.
for the record,
this is-
I'm doing Hero Cats like that young age one. Dude, it's great. I read through it like, okay, we made a joke about it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm like, this is really good. I like this.
Nice, good.
So this is the state of the modern comic book industry, guys. The X-Men are struggling to recapture the spotlight that they once had, but Grumpy Cat has a good comic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2016. Stay a while.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, moving on, we have Junior Braves Apocalypse. That cover looks awesome, but I don't know what it is. This one I do want to mention, Lady Mechanica. I love this independent book. The artwork is amazing, and it drew me in right off the bat. We're doing trade 1 this Saturday.
What's it about, Benny?
It's a steampunk world about a girl who has robotic legs and arms, but she has no idea where she
Cool.
came from. But she's like well known as an occult detective kind of thing. So she goes on like these steampunk occult detective stuff, trying to figure out who she is.
So it's a little Full Metal Alchemist by the sound.
Yeah,
of it,
yeah,
without
it's Full Metal Alchemist, but like in a steampunk
It
world.
sounds a little Full Metal Alchemist, a little Bayonetta.
Yeah. If Full Metal Alchemist met Bayonetta, that's pretty much what you're looking at. It's great. I loved it. So we're doing the video, and I didn't know they were doing a free comic book day on it. So that's cool.
I never saw Full Metal Alchemist. I knew it was really popular at one point, but I never. I think it was like that was past the point when I was interested
It's
in
all on
watching like
Netflix,
anime.
I'm pretty sure.
Is it really? I might watch that and just watch that while
Teenage Joel
I'm-
dug the shit out of it. I don't know if it holds up.
Red Robot, we don't normally discuss individual issues of the comics anymore. We typically do that on our Comic Book Centric podcast, which airs on Thursdays, though this week we will have to miss it. We did speak about Batman 51 last week, though, and it's currently up on Comic TV. Anyway, so March Trilogy, don't know what that one is. Mixtape 2010, which apparently has... I can't read this.
Oh my god.
What? You
One
okay?
Punch Man, My Hero Academia.
Did you really just jump ahead, you fucker? Anyway.
Sorry, man.
Rob is not a team player, man. He's just a
Moon
maverick.
Cop, Oddly Normal, Chapter 1, Comic Book Spirit, Overstreet's Marketplace, The Phantom, Pink Panther, Sanjay and Craig? I don't know what that one is.
Oh, that's a
some kids
cartoon.
show. Yeah. Science Comics, The Sonic Sampler, SpongeBob, Howard Lovecraft. What?
Yep.
Oh, Stan Lee's Howard Lovecraft. All right, probably check it out. No, wait, Stan Lee still writes like he's out of the 60s. Never mind.
True believers, Excelsior.
Strawberry Shortcake's got a comic, and as funny as that sounds, that's been going on for a long time now.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, if there was only like another successful comic from an 80s cartoon that was maybe rhymed with Shmem and the Schmala Shmams.
You beat me to it fast. I was gonna make a Shmem and the Schmalograms joke, actually, but you
Nice.
beat me to it.
Street Fighter V
Wow.
Unlimited #1 is coming out for Comic Book Day, and actually I'm really liking that one. But it's oddly, as much as it says #1, it's in the middle of a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Plus, Benny's one of the few people who actually knows the continuity of Street Fighter and actually knows what's up.
Dude, you know what's so annoying? Side note about that whole thing, so we did a whole video about the continuity of Street Fighter, in which I clearly stated the continuity is not linear. It's like there's no direct way to do this. So we put it together the best we can, and half the comments are, "You are so wrong. Here's the continuity." I'm like, it literally doesn't have one.
And then Daigo came to Benny's house and just kept kick blocking him over and over again.
Yeah.
Is
The
it
Stuff of Legend preview, Tick, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia. Those are great.
Oh, the Tick. The Tick is
Yeah,
coming
Tick
back.
the
always,
Tick special.
Tick always has
Heck yeah.
a book.
Tick's coming back in a big way.
he's not.
And here's funny side plug. If you guys are watching this and enjoy manga, such as One Punch Man and My Hero Academia, starting Friday, Saturday, our Comicstorian channel should be going up. And we'll have a whole bunch of crap going on over there, and we'll be excited.
Or you can just come to my channel where we talk about anime every Wednesday.
Nobody cares about you, Faust. I'm better.
Faust is like, stop taking food off my plate, Benny.
Actually, Faust, we should talk about you doing a weekly crossover on the Comicstorian channel, because you'll probably get accepted there if we do it day one, instead of trying to get you into the 700,000 people later, where all they do is go, is he gay?
It just makes me think of, like, whenever I go to, like see Asian relatives, and then we sit down for dinner, and one of the, like, an great aunt or something that I've never met will turn around to me and go, "Are you the gay?"
Are you?
Well, I'm not the gay. I don't do the parade on my own.
But I do get to go to their temple every once in a while.
All right, there's only two more, guys. Only two more. We Can Never Go Home, Young Terrorists, and The Worlds of Aspen. Aspen Comics used to be awesome. They've really kind of...
Yeah, they're
Oh, really? See, I never read Aspen, but it looks cool.
The art is amazing. It was originally started by...
The art is amazing.
It was originally started by...
Hey, click on the
What?
click on the download a previews review. Like, click on that, dude. Like the black and the sketch art looks awesome.
Dude, I know their art. The art is amazing. It's beautiful. The stories are just a little wonky.
Click on it, Benny.
Should I click on it?
Click on it and look at it, Benny.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm doing that. So those are all the books that are coming out. Speaking of something odd, I'm gonna bring this one up before we close. Apparently, my hands went gay. I'm doing very stereotypical. All right. So anyway, guys.
When you speak with your hands, people know you're serious.
Faust, after a year and a half of doing this weekly with you, if I offended you, then we did something wrong for the last year and a half.
I know, I'm kidding.
It's like when I started my old job. A coworker turned around, and looked me dead in the eyes, and said, "I don't know how you used to do things before, but around here, do not wear your feelings on your sleeve because I will hurt them."
Wow. That's like, an ultimatum if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, has anybody read Witchblade? I read Witchblade and the Darkness Rebirth. That was great.
Yeah,
I know Witchblade was a really popular anime at one point, but I never watched it.
I don't think it was popular, but it was an anime.
I thought it was really popular.
No, Witchblade in general was popular back in the day. Witchblade
30 years ago. Yeah.
Witchblade around the 90s. I thought 90s was Darkness and
90, like
I know there was like this like 5 or 6 year period where there were like all these animes flooding into the States after Dragon Ball Z, and they all became like super popular.
Yeah.
But I never really watched any of them.
I played the Darkness video games.
Anyway, though, I should check out the Rebirth they did recently. They did a full universe rebirth, but they kept it in continuity. So like, there's actually a story why they rebooted, and then only I can never pronounce his name, but Jackie the Darkness knows about it. Yeah, Estacada. He's the only one that knows about it. So it's like a whole cool thing about why everything's been separated and moved. And I did like that, but I just figured to throw that out there since we're looking at a bunch of indies.
Now, if I read the Darkness comic, can I read it in the voice of the lead singer of Faith No More, who did the voice for the video game? Okay, just checking.
So
no, one manga.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's comic book, so it's a manga, so people should read it. It's really, really good. I'm sure our audience will love it. I loved it. I read every chapter of it that was out within a day. It's called Love Life School Idol Festival.
That doesn't sound like anyone in our audience would want to read it.
They would all want to read it, Benny. Everyone.
Well, you told them.
So we got idols, we got a festival.
For people who
although I will admit to this, my buddy told me, he's like, go check out this show called Magical Madoka. And I'm like, what is that? He goes, oh, it's about like a girl who's like 13, 14, turns into a magical princess. I'm like, why the hell would I watch Magical Madoka? And he goes, do me a favor. No, he's like, do me a favor. Get to episode 3 and then tell me if you were able to stop.
Yeah, like no one spoiled it for me, but like some crazy shit happens in that show.
Yeah, okay, you know the idea. Oh, go ahead, Faust.
So this is my history with Magical Girl, Madoka Magica. So I watched it as it was coming out. It was totally advertised to be a cute Magical Girl anime.
Oh, what?
And I was like, I love cute Magical Girl anime, so I was like looking forward to it for 3 anime seasons. And it came out episode 1. Yeah, wait a week, episode 2. I'm really into this.
It's
episode
really good.
3. I'm so into this. And then it gets to the end of the episode, and I'm like,
oh,
well,
oh my god!
Isn't it supposed to be like a big deconstruction of the magical girl genre? Like it goes Watchmen on Sailor Moon.
It's really old at this point, so Slight spoilers if you for some reason have Madoka just sitting in your queue waiting to watch it. But the whole idea is that it's supposed to be like Madoka is this great magical girl, everything's fine, she's the standard like Sailor Moon kind of girl, and then she dies. Like horribly and just figuratively and just gone. People die all over the place. And it's this one girl who's just in love with her, and basically another girl. They never specify like what kind of love, but they're really good friends. We're just gonna go with that. And she has the ability to turn back time. And apparently she's been doing this over and over to try and save Madoka, but she can't.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And if you can look them up with either English subtitles, or if you're like me and can understand Japanese, definitely listen to the drama CDs. The drama CDs really do sort of go into some timelines that we didn't get to see, and they really add to the. They really add to the story quite a lot. I'd also check out the spin-off comics, Kazumi Magica, and the other less important one, because they were both very, very good as well, and they're set in the same universe. Like one of them's more of a cutesy magical girl thing, but like it's all looking to like the different possible timelines that were in this sort of Madoka.
And there's one season of it, but there's also 3 movies that pretty much recap each season or retell the story in a different way.
As is weirdly the case for anime.
Which was a lot of times in the anime. Oh, the season did well. Make a movie about that season, but make it more condensed.
Gomonesai. There. I hope you're all happy, Joel.
There is a manga for it, Condragon. There is a manga for it too. I have never read it, but I know, and there's a bunch of spin-off mangas too.
But the Madoka Magical manga isn't as good as the anime, because the anime came out first, and then the Blu-ray was like the true version of the anime. So if you can watch the Blu-ray version, like that's the truest version of it. Whereas the manga has some inaccuracies. So definitely try and get your hands on the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Well, that was a complete divergent of our topic. But hey, what else do we do in the week?
Was it ever?
Hey, Rob, why don't you tell me about your underwear?
All right. Like a really cool thing. So I went to Walmart and I got some new like briefs. But the problem that I had before was they had the ones with the tags in the back.
Oh, I hate those.
But like, I hate those. And so like I was kind of like shopping around looking for ones. I got the tagless ones. They're like the most comfortable like briefs ever, man.
Yeah, aren't they?
Like, dude, they're like I was watching I saw the commercial with Michael Jordan and they were like tagless briefs, and I was like, you know what, I should grab some of those. But like, I forgot. And so I was just kind of roaming around, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, tagless briefs." And then I looked at them, and then I bought some, and then I put them on, and I was like, "These are nice." And then I got some ankle socks from Foot Locker.
There you go.
That was cool.
Rob in his undergarments. All right, guys. So, good, Rob.
Rob wasn't done telling his Walmart story yet.
Yeah. I was about to say we don't have Foot Locker in the UK, so every time I hear it, I start singing Footloose in my head.
All right, guys. And on that note, we're going to wrap up the main podcast. But don't worry, if you want to keep chatting with me and Rob and whoever else decides to stick around, we're going to be playing Overwatch, and Rob's going to cry. I'm going to make Rob cry as he plays Overwatch for the first time ever.
Sounds like a plan.
But no, if you are here for just the comic book portion of the podcast, let's go ahead and do that giveaway for you guys. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do that. And while we're doing that, Sal, why don't you run down the hosts and where they can be found while I do this?
Oh, sure. Well, let's take a look at our hosts.
Actually, real quick, everyone say at least hi. The bot will only register you as being here if you've spoken in the last 15 minutes. So you all got to say hi and talk. You could just, even a single letter, just to get picked up by the bot that's going to do the giveaway.
Oh my god. But if you watch... dude, that chat is about to flood.
Like, if you watch me on YouTube, don't just say hi, say hi.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, first off, Faust, we should actually talk about you doing stuff on Comicstorian if you want. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sure. So first up, we got Cape Joel over here to my right, kind of, left, whatever. Cape Joel, where can you be found, and what's your Twitter handle, man?
Well, you can find me over on the Cape Joel channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at the DVD Grouch. Also, hey, if you're not busy Wednesday, me and Sal have a show called the Elseworld Exchange. You can check that out at 5:30 every Wednesday. We talk about a different theme every week, so why not do that if you want? Come on, what's stopping you? Come on.
Yeah, what the hell?
Come on.
Watch it.
Yeah. Jeez.
And over here to my other side, I've got Comics Explained. Rob, what's your channel and what's your Twitter handle, man?
Comics Explained. And
Yep.
Comics Explained.
That's the branding, man. That's how it works. And Faust, we've got Faust from It's Super Effective. That's the channel name. Faust, what's your Twitter handle? And
I just, for the record, I love that you're pointing at your crotch for that. That's Faust.
This is Faust down here.
My name's Faust. You can find me on It's Super Effective on YouTube or at Rhythm Beat Music on Twitter, where I talk about cosplay, comic books, manga, anime, and come and join me and be trash.
Nice. And of course, we have Comicstorian, Benny, Comicstorian, and Comicstorian all across the board, I think.
Yeah, I'm Comicstorian across the board. I dramatically read comic books every day over on my channel, Comicstorian. We also have Comic TV, where the archives of these videos go. We also have Mangastorian, where we're going to start reading manga stuff too. And we have our gaming channel, where we bring you gaming highlights from these streams, and we bring you gaming comic books.
So. Nice. You're a Comicstorian across the board, except for here right now, where you're watching the show, which is Eligible Monster.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the first one's going to be Bloodshot Reborn for everyone, not just subscribers. So,
yep.
The way it's going to work is very simple, guys. I'm going to do a roll, pick a name in a hat. What's going to happen is you will get to you have to respond within the next 3 minutes. And actually, hold on, wait. Before we do that, let's close out the episode because they don't need to have the giveaway.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you for joining us today, and we will be here next week at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday at the Eligible Monster Twitch channel, and you can find us here on Comic Pop or here on Comic TV, wherever you ended up watching this. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next week right here.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.